All Caroma toilets are adjusted at the factory to ensure that the water in the tank is filled to the correct level, but once in a while you may need to adjust it. To change the water level, you simply have to make a small adjustment to the height of your fill valve. This is the B3300 fill valve used in most current Caroma toilet models that feature flush buttons on top of the toilet tank, such as the Caravel Smart One Piece, the Somerton Smart, and the Sydney Smart 2. I'm going to show you how to make the adjustment on the fill valve so that you can see it up close, and then I'll show you what it looks like to make that adjustment while it's still installed inside the actual tank. The B3300 fill valve is held in place by a levered portion on the head of the valve that sits inside of these grooves. This gray clip locks the head into place, so once it's adjusted, it doesn't move. To adjust the valve, you would first move this gray clip downwards. You then turn the valve over slightly in a clockwise direction so that the levered portion of the head is moved outside of this grooved area. You then can move the head of the valve up or down. Up to make the water level in your tank higher, or down to make the water level in your tank lower. Once you get the height set to where you want it, turn that head back in a counterclockwise direction and then clip that gray clip back up. That's it. It's a small movement that's really easy to do when the valve is outside the tank. It's a little bit trickier to do this with a valve in place. Let me show you. So this is what your fill valve will look like when it's inside of your toilet tank. It's usually located to the left of your flush valve. The first thing that you want to do is turn off your water supply. It's much easier to deal with any kinds of adjustments when there's no more water coming into the tank. Then press your flush valve and empty all of the water out of the tank. So this is where your fill valve is in your tank, which makes it pretty difficult to move and to see everything. So probably the easiest thing to do is to remove your flush valve before you start working. It's pretty easy to do. All you do is put your hand around it, firmly give it a turn, and pull it out. So now it's a lot easier to see the fill valve in place. So now what you want to do is reach in. It's a little easier to access with that flush valve gone. Unclick the gray clip. I know it's hard to see, but you saw it on the other example. Turn that head slightly over, and then while it's there, you can adjust this up or down. Once you get the height that you want, turn it back over and push down that gray seal. That's it. And I've finished my adjustments to the fill valve. I turned the water back on and allowed the tank to fill up with water. Make sure that the water line is at the level indicated at the back of the tank.